Now it's olive oil where our money's going. We spent over £150 million on olive oil last year, and half of Britain's kitchens now have it on their shelves. The range in supermarkets is bewildering. There's everything from extra virgin to unfiltered, mild, and the comparison in price is huge. I'm interested in one that costs £10.99, of which we import only 80,000 litres every year. Is it really worth the extra cost? To find out, I'm going on a journey of over 2,000 miles to the West Bank, a region best known for decades of conflict. But I'm here to learn about Palestinian olive oil. This terrain is dry, arid and parched. I'm surprised anything really grows here, but this is the natural territory for olives. Olives have a longer history than Christianity in this region. Some trees are dated at least 3,500 years old. But until just a few years ago, this ancient industry was largely unknown to the outside world. Italy and Spain have dominated the international market, but now some olive oil experts are proclaiming oil from this region is the best there is. I'm on my way to meet Razik Abu Nasser, whose oil has been available on UK shelves since last year. My name's Ravinda. Nice to meet you. Razik's family have been farming this land for at least 4 generations. Today, I'm joining him on a donkey ride down to the groves, where his family are already hard at work picking. How many olive trees do you have, Razik?
In all of my fields, I have about 150 trees.
150. Which ones are better, the green olives or these darker ones?
For olive oil, the dark one is better. For consuming it as olive, the green one is better.
How much would you get for a kilo?
For a kilo of olive oil, about €6.
And are you happy with that
Yes.
price?
We normally produce organic olive oil. We didn't use chemicals, we didn't use fertilizers.
Why don't you use chemicals and fertilizers?
First of all, it is costs.
Yeah.
Costs money. We haven't the money to use or to buy, which work on the quality of the olive oil to produce organic olive oil.
Razik and his family work for 10 or more hours a day to harvest 1,000 kilos of olives across the season, which are then turned into 300 kilos of oil. It's very much manual labour. In many oil-producing countries, it's far more mechanized. They're lovely. Nice and firm. This method of picking olives and making olive oil is centuries old. It really hasn't changed at all. The only difference now is that for the very first time we can buy this delicious olive oil in our supermarkets back in the UK. Hand-picking stops the fruit getting bruised, which can impede the flavour of the oil. It takes longer, so costs more, but the resulting oil is considered better quality.
I know every stone in this field. I know the trees when they were small, now I know them big.
So Razik, these fields have always been in your family then?
My grandfather told me that his grandfather owned this land.
We head off back up the hill with the donkey laden. Assalamu alaikum. It's October, the start of olive season. Over the next 6 weeks, Razik will harvest his 150 trees as the fruit ripens and take it to the village press. The olives are fed in black and green together. The black are riper, but both are used to produce this unique tasting oil. They're washed, ground to a pulp, and then oil extracted. Extra virgin is the first pressing and involves no chemicals. High-quality oils have low acidity, and this contributes to the flavour. This is the first oil press of the season, and it's a community event. A crowd has gathered to taste the first drops of this year's crop. Tasting it was incredible. I've never tasted oil that tastes as pure and olivey as that. It was just a cross between grassy, fruity, and a tiny hint of pepper. It's just delicious. Over the next 6 weeks, 150 farmers will come through these doors, and 45 tons of olives will be turned into high-quality oil. For many years, high taxes and Israeli restrictions on movement in the West Bank made exporting this oil difficult. Local produce went to the local market. As you can see, there's a whole array of goodies to be had here at this bustling market. But up until recently, we couldn't get our hands on any of it because of the difficult situation here. It was only last year that it finally made its way into UK supermarkets. A British company helped farmers gain fair trade status and made exports possible. Minal Ramadan from Zaitun is involved in getting Palestinian olive oil to our shelves.
Fair trade certification means that Palestinian farmers could access a worldwide market, and it just put it on international shelves in the supermarkets.
What has this meant for the community here?
It means that the farmers are really building their own economy, and they're not relying on aid and handouts. Trade is a very dignified way for them to really build their own economy.
The olive oil industry is hugely important to this area, employing 65% of the working population of the West Bank during olive season. Poverty is rife here, but the promise of the new export market has encouraged farmers to plant new olive trees. There's an old Arabic saying that proclaims there's only 3 constants in life: death, change, and olive trees. And with the export industry here really beginning to take off, these saplings are just a symbol of economic hope. But the difficulties in this region are not very far under the surface. As we're filming, a man appears with a semi-automatic rifle. There's an Israeli settlement behind me, and the man who's pulled up has got an M16 gun, so I think we're going to have to stop filming. The man is from the nearby Israeli settlement, and after making a few calls, left us to carry on. But the signs of conflict are everywhere. Olive oil is at least a positive story to come from this blighted region. Another factory, another hat. I've come to a bottling plant on the outskirts of the Palestinian city of Nablus. This is where farmer Rizik's oil will be bottled up for the UK market. Where do the bottles come from? Italy. You're importing them from Italy. Why not just manufacture your own glass?
Well, actually, it's not allowed to manufacture glass in Palestine, as there is a claim that these bottles could be used for other purposes, harmful purposes.
Is the worry that if you're manufacturing glass that it'll be used for bomb making? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay. What would you say to the British consumer? Why should we be buying Palestinian olive oil?
We should support these efforts of people who are trying to make living. A bottle of olive oil in a kitchen in the UK, that means a few kids got milk or food in Palestine houses.
Over 2 million litres of olive oil leave the West Bank each year. The UK imports 80,000 litres from this, one of the oldest olive regions in the world. On UK supermarket shelves, Palestinian olive oil doesn't come cheap. It's at the premium end of the market. But this unique tasting, hand-picked olive oil is giving a positive future to a centuries-old tradition.